Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Today, as you can see from the title, is an August stroke current favourites video. I haven't created a favourites video since May, I think it was. So yeah, there's a few bits I've been enjoying. I've been enjoying doing a little bit of shopping again on the high street, maybe in the last sort of late July through the month of August, just picking up the odd pieces that will take me through into the next season, I believe. Yeah, and enjoying some books that I'll mention to you and a few other little bits and bobs. Maybe I'll leave the fashion till the end because, as you might tell, I've had my hair cut. I sliced it off a little bit, I probably cut off about that much, but it likes to curl out at all different angles and it's getting warm in here, so I don't want to keep getting changed. I will do that at the end. So let's get into the video. So a fragrance that has really come into my life many months ago. It was Christmas. Yes, we purchased them at Christmas for sort of the fam to use because we just knew we'd all like it. I love these sort of unisex kind of scents. And this is the All Saints, this is Sunset Riot. I think there's 5 or 6 different scents in this range. Metal Wave is nice, and there's one called Incense City, I think. They're my sort of next 2 in line. But Sunset Riot is a fave for the whole family. And I've really been reaching for it more through the summer. It's quite a light and breezy. This is probably, I would say, the easiest one and probably the most popular scent that people would enjoy. So yeah, these are from All Saints. They're £50. You don't really tend to see them any cheaper. I think Superdrug were doing them for 49 or something many months back. But you've got 100ml there, so that's a good size for the price, and they're really nice fragrances. So been enjoying that. It's really hard for me to describe what this is, because there's no scent, you know, it's not woody, it's not musky, it's fresh. I will put down below in the description bar the notes on this one, okay? And if there's any of the little scents that spark you and you know you enjoy, then chances are you'll really love this one. So yeah, that's Sunset Riot. Next would be a hand cream. I love my hand creams. I put one on every night before going to sleep, and I don't leave the house without wearing one, and I have one at work as well. So this is from Nip and Fab. I haven't purchased anything from them for ages, but I saw this and I saw that it was a glycolic hand cream. So I thought, that's going to be good. That's going to do a little bit of exfoliation and hydration and soothing and all the rest of it. So I sort of thought that's pretty good for your hands, isn't it? I do tend to take any leftover skincare when I've sort of finished mushing it around on my face. I will rub the rest of the product on the back of my hands. And I think that's actually really making a difference. My hands actually are quite smooth. There's a few little age spots on this hand, but not overly visible, not yet. So obviously SPF is going to help with that, and I do that on my hands when I remember. But this one, it's white, it blends in easy. It's just a really nice hand cream. If you've ever purchased anything from Nip and Fab, you probably will be familiar with the scent in a lot of their products. So it is initially stronger than I would prefer in a hand cream, because I've mentioned before, my hand creams that I use at night time, I like them to have a pleasant smell that I enjoy, but then to literally sort of dissipate. I don't want the smell anywhere near me whilst I'm falling asleep. So I was a little bit concerned because this is a little bit more potent than my normal hand creams, but to be fair, by the time I've read my book maybe for 5 minutes and started to nod off, I can't smell it anymore. But it has got that classic sort of Nip and Fab scent. But yeah, I've only been using this one now for a couple of weeks, so I don't really know, you know, we shall see. But my hands, you know, they don't look too bad right now. So next up is a lip balm actually, and I do talk about lip balms. I have my favourites and my go-tos. I do mention them often in empties and other favourite videos. So I do love the Eucerin Acute Lip Care, it's called, or lip gel. It's like a little gel, but As much as I use that one at night, that is my go-to at night because there is no scent to it, so I enjoy it and it just does what it needs to do and hydrates my lips. And I have had no dryness in my lips. Oh, I don't know, I can't even remember the last time I got dry lips. I used to suffer with the cracks in the side of my mouth, but probably for the last 10 months, maybe more, way into last year, I haven't had that at all. And I put that down to that lip care because I've been using it religiously. But my point is, it's one of the little squeezy tubes that you have to sort of either squirt it straight onto your lips, but then I find that a little bit, so I tend to squirt a bit out and pop it on my finger and then mush it around. But in these times of today that we're living in, I don't want to literally put something on my finger and then mush on my lips. I've either got a hand sanitizer on there, so it's a bit alcohol-y and a bit whiffy and smelly and too strong, and I don't want to put that on my lips. Or maybe I haven't had a chance to clean my hands properly. So again, I don't want to apply something with my finger at that point. So I used this lip balm from Burts Bee over a year ago. I just purchased a random one and tried it out, and I absolutely loved it at the time, but then I just fell in love with that Eucerin one and just used that constantly. So I thought, I want a lip balm that I know I like and I can trust, but it's just the ones that you can apply straight from the bullet, as it were. So this one is the coconut and pear. Oh, and the scent is divine. It makes me apply it more often. And I know there is a thing with lip balms that there's sort of that like addictive hydrating, it sort of dries out your lips the more you put on. I don't think that's the case with Burt's Bees. It's all very natural based ingredients in these, and it's just lovely. I love the scent of it. I love coconut anyway, and coconut and pear is a really good combination. So it's beautiful and it's sanitizing and you're not sort of touching your face, so I'm enjoying that. Sticking with the old lip products, I wanted to mention this one from Paw Paw. This is a re-look into my stash. I bought this 18 months ago, I would say. A year to 18 months ago, easily. And it's the peachy one, as you can see there. So it's a lip and cheek tint. The other ones that are sort of just more of a natural colour, you can use them on your cuticles. You could potentially put it in the ends of your hair if they were looking a bit dry. They're sort of very multi-purpose, but this is mainly obviously for your cheeks and your lips because it is tinted. And I love it because although when you squeeze it out of the tube, it looks quite bright and really sort of neon coral. And when you pop it on your, well, when you mush it in, I'll just sort of, I don't know if you can see that. It really does blend down to a nice shade, giving a little bit of shimmer. You can see that, can't you? So it works really well on your lips. I love it. All I put is a little lip liner on of a sort of slightly darker tone than my lips. So there's a bit of sort of contouring, and I can do the tiniest little bit of overlining. And then I just mush in this, and it's sort of, you can put it all over the lip liner a bit just to sort of blend everything in. And I just really like it. I just think it gives a really nice shade. I have applied it to my cheeks, and I do that more on the weekend. It hasn't got the best staying power, I don't think, for a blush. Yeah, but it gives a lovely sort of nice summer glow to your cheeks. But I think I wouldn't choose to put it on my cheeks if I were going to work for the whole day. I think it would just probably make me look too shiny. And secondly, just wouldn't stay on. Whereas, you know, on the weekend, it doesn't quite matter so much, or you'll maybe able to apply it a little bit more and just, you know, add to it through the day if it's wearing down a little bit. But I absolutely love it. I do prefer it for my lips though. So next, I couldn't not make this video without mentioning this. This was a range that was sent to me that I did a review on, and again, I'll link that video down below if you haven't watched it. It was a video that I spent a whole month kind of documenting how my skin was and how I use these products. And then I think I finished that kind of early June. I did a roundup review then, but it's the Lavie Labs range of skincare. This is the eye cream. I finished it now, but I absolutely love it. So basically I started using it May, probably right at the beginning of May, June, July, August. So yeah, this finished probably about a week ago. So yeah, it's lasted a very long time, and it was a fantastic eye product. I really did seriously notice the difference with the lift of my eye and the wrinkles, although, well, fine lines, let's say. They weren't very big, but I could really massage this product in, and I just felt that my eyes had a little bit more lift. I didn't notice any difference with my dark circles, but I didn't really hold up any hope at all for that. But so that was a really good eye cream. I'm still using this one, which is their serum, and it's a platinum boost. So this is vitamin C and retinol. I've still got some in there, so still using and enjoying that massively. I've still got some of the moisturizer left. Because when I was filming the video, I was obviously using those products solely. I made sure they were in my routine morning and night. Whereas now I've kind of done that review at the 5-week mark, maybe something like that. I've kind of just kept using them, but I've introduced again the other products that I've got in my stash I really enjoyed. But obviously for a review video, you want to actually just concentrate on those products you're reviewing, so I didn't want to sort of interfere with that process by using a niacinamide that I know I love from another range. So but now I'm introducing all of those products again, so the sort of these products are lasting a bit longer still. So the moisturizer is fantastic. Got probably a good 3 or 4 weeks left in that one. And then I've got the scrub, and I kind of forget to use the scrub. It's weird because it's a physical exfoliant, and I haven't used that kind of product for so many years. I just forget to reach for it. Now I don't have to remember, if you know what I mean. But then on the nights that I do use it, it feels fantastic. I love how my skin feels so lovely and soft, and the products that I pop on afterwards and the next day, everything's just so nice. So I could not mention it, although I've done a review, like I said, and I did say how much I loved it. I still am. I just thought it might be good to add this in here because I still love these products and I'm still using what I've got left. So the last of the sort of product-based part of this video. So like I said, I haven't purchased any new makeup apart from my staples, like my eyebrow pencil, like a bronzer I can't go without, and my favourite mascara. The rest I'm just working through my stash right now. I don't need to buy any more blush, you know, things like that, lipstick. I'm working through my stash. But when it comes to foundation and you see all these reviews and you just can't help yourself, you want to have a little bit of that in your life, I fell for the hype and had to buy 2. I'll go into that in a second. So this is the L'Oreal Skin Paradise, and it is their tinted water cream. It's a lightweight, some people might say it's a CC cream. It is a foundation, okay? I had to buy the 2 shades because I've got light 2, I think it is. No, it's fair 2. I knew that was too light when I purchased it, but I just thought, oh, it'll be all right, I'll make it work. And I really can't take my skin back too light. It just looks odd if I just put a foundation on that's just too light. I can't bronze it up. I can't make it look any better. It just sits on my skin all wrong. So I had to go in and purchase the medium 1 or medium 2. Medium 1 I got. So between these, obviously that's too dark for me, even midsummer. I mean, I don't want to tan my face anyway, so I'm SPF 50 all the time, so my skin will never get that colour. But between the 2, if I get the blending right, which is a faff, I must say, but I've pretty much got it down to the T now, so I know what to do. But yes, these 2 blended together, I really like it. To be fair, since I purchased these way back in July, I've had them 6 weeks, probably easy, I would say. It's the only foundation I've actually used. One day I did try one of my favourites. It would have been my next favourite in line, and I kind of thought, there's something about this one. It gives a beautiful, nice, almost sort of glass-like glow to your skin. Obviously you can add the glow with your skincare. I do actually have a lot of glowy skincare on under any of my makeup, so whether it's that's letting it shine through, or you know, the highlighter that you can then put on the top, but I just really like the glow of it. It is, you can build it up to a nice coverage, but I find it gives me enough coverage that I can just then go on with my concealer, and and I've got a couple of them. I use different concealers for different parts of my face, but I can make any blemishes or marks that haven't quite been covered up, because I don't want to load up the product so much, because it's not meant for that. It's supposed to have a light, nice, watery type finish to your face. So yeah, I just go in the extra little areas and under my eyes, obviously, with concealers. So it's pretty darn good. Like I say, I've been religiously using it for about 6 weeks now. So really, really enjoy it. So let's get on to books. Books, I've done quite well with books actually since April, May time till now. I'm on my 3rd book, which to some people might go 3 books in 4 or 5 months. That's good for me. That's really good for me, okay? I literally tend to read books of an evening as a night time in bed. So if I finish a chapter, I'm lucky. If I finish a whole page, I'm well chuffed before I fall asleep. So it takes me ages to read a book. But I have mentioned in previous videos that that kind of takes away the pleasure of reading, because you don't get absorbed in a book. So I vowed through this stage of lockdown and us not going out and about quite so much, that I would take more time to read rather than scrolling or watching YouTube videos. I read a lot more. So this is good for me, okay? So the first book I finished, that I started obviously first and finished around May time, was this one, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Oh, I loved it. I loved it from the start. For that time in my life back in May, it was perfect for me. It was just a nice, easy read that was so gentle in its pace. There was a murder in there, but everything was just, it's so hard, simple. It's basically about a marsh girl. She lives in the marsh on her own. She's been abandoned pretty much by all of her family over her young life. So she's pretty much on her own from, I don't know if she was 7 or 9, something like that, but she was really young. So she lives in the marsh. She hides from people. She's got such a basic lifestyle. She feeds herself from the land, basically. She rides a boat so she can get supplies that she needs to actually survive. And it's just the people that she comes in contact with, the relationships she has through that time. I didn't want the book to end. It was just so pleasing to read. And like I say, I think sometimes what you're going through in your life, you need to be reading, if you are a reader, you need to be reading a book that you can connect to at that time where your mind is. And this one for me was perfect at that time. So yeah, can't rate it enough. Absolutely beautiful book, like I say. I just didn't want it to end. And I was sad. I think I cried. I can't remember. I really can't remember. But then going on from that, I was reading this one. I started reading this one, by Erin, Kinsley. Something just drew me. I bought 3 books, I think. 2 or 3 books, I can't remember. And I was just reading the back of this one. And you know when you do that, because you're trying to choose your book you want to read next, you need to connect with something again, like I just kind of said, it's where you are. And for some reason I connected with this one. A missing boy returns, but who took him? It's not really about who took him as much, it's the journey. So he got taken, I think he was 11, when he was 11, yes. He got kidnapped and disappeared for months and months and months. I want to say like it was the winter that he got taken, and it was way into the summer. It was probably 7 months at least. I can't remember the time frame, but he was found accidentally. So it was really lucky that he was found, because he wouldn't have been found else. He probably would have been murdered and just hidden away somewhere. But it's about him obviously when he then returns, and then he just doesn't talk. He doesn't talk and tell anyone about what's happened. So the police are stumped. They know nothing. they've got no leads whatsoever. So there's a little bit of a story there with the 2 police officers, just a tiny bit. It's mainly about his family and him, and then when he goes to live with his grandparents, because they think that'll be really good for him, and their relationship is beautiful. I just loved that section of the book. Again, I didn't want it to end, and then it ended a bit sad for another family member. A beautiful book, an absolutely beautiful book that I wanted to read all the time. I read this one very quickly, I would say just over a week, maybe 2 weeks max. I got through this book, and that's like, doesn't happen for me whatsoever, but beautiful, loved it. So the one I'm reading now is Half a World Away, Mike Gayle, and I'm here. So I've read about 70% of it. Really enjoying it, and I saw someone on Instagram say that they just finished this book and they were crying. Which I kind of think that's where I'm going to be because of the storyline at the moment, but it's really good. Basically, it's a lady who lost her brother when she was taken into care when she was a child. Brother grew up obviously never knowing that he had this sister, didn't ever know what his life was like. He was adopted at about 2, something like that, so he didn't know about his past life at all. So she finds him, and it's them reconnecting again, and obviously his family, you know, when's he going to tell them that he's got this sister that they may have known about, may not have known about, but he certainly didn't when he was growing up. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this book, but it's again really good. Okay, so now we've done with that. I'm sorry, I'm just perusing here what I've got to show you. So it's not a lot, to be fair, about 4 things, something like that. First up is this bag from Zara. A very recent purchase in August and quite spontaneous. It's a denim in that sort of charcoal black. My son calls it a pillow or a cushion, and I said, yeah, like at the airport, whenever I'm going to go to an airport again, maybe at the cinema if the film's not so good. You know, it's a really nice bag, but yeah, it's got a clasp there, obviously. It's got quite a roomy bag side in there and a little inside pocket. I just really love it. It was the aesthetic I was looking for. I'm not a keen chain handle wearer, because I think they're painful. They hurt my shoulder, so I choose not to wear them, but this has got that little bit of denim on the top there. So I like it. I'll show you it. I'll wear it with one of these outfits that I'll show you in a sec. Yeah, and the first bit of clothing is going to be this shirt. I did a styling video no, it was my last video, I think. Anyway, whenever I did it in the last sort of 2 months. Again, I'll list this one down below. So there'll be 3 videos listed down below, okay? Where I styled up some of the pieces that I'd been living in basically through the summer, and this shirt was in it. But I'm going to stand up and just show you it properly. So what I didn't tell you is that it was from H&M, and I got it in the sale for about £7. Yeah, absolutely love it. It's easy breezy and I love it. So next would be a pair. This is H&M. H&M are just nailing it for me right now. Okay, so these are a pair of white lightweight. That's what I like about them. They're just perfect for this time of year. They're not heavy denim. They're just a really nice lightweight, high-waisted. They're the sort of almost like balloon trousers, but so they fit really nicely and snug on the waist, and then they just go out a bit baggier, and they go down, taper in a little bit to sort of the crop. I do a little turn up on the bottom, so they just sit on my ankle, and they're really nice. And they're from H&M. They were £17.99, I think, but I'll show you them as well. Last up is a very practical purchase, and I'm not big on practical purchases unless it's something that's going to make me warm and cozy, like a big winter coat. I'm happy to purchase a big winter coat. What I do not like buying is wet weather clothes. Shower-proof jackets. It's just not my thing. It stems back from many, many years ago, and I just never enjoyed wearing a practical coat. Just not my thing. So my husband laughs at me now, calls me Granny Goggins, because I have a beige shower jacket. Now, bear with me on this one. I'm going to show you me wearing it, obviously, but it's from Lavie, and you may or may not know Lavie. I loved Lavie when I was probably in my 20s, late 20s, so it would have been in the 90s, when fashion on the high street was a bit shit, really. We had like Pilot and C&A and things like that. It was way before H&M, way before Primark, Zara, you know, none of that was around for us. So we had none of that like inspiration. No, obviously, you know, online, nothing online to look at. It wasn't available to, and it was just a different world. We didn't have the inspo. You know, we had magazines, obviously, but that was sort of more targeted to the higher fashion market. We just wore more practical clothes. I think in the 90s. For my generation, I was a young mum then, with one baby, probably another one on the way by the time I was 30. So, you know, a different world, let's say. But I used to love Lavie, and I used to purchase things online there. It was just cool. It was that French fashion chic things that you know you wanted to wear, but you just couldn't find on the high street. So yeah, that's when I found it. I kind of went off purchasing from them. This is the first purchase in years, absolutely years. But I was just looking for a shower jacket. It's that transitional time. We've had heaps of rain in August, but it's been so hot and humid. So you just want a jacket that maybe you could, you know, wear a vest top or a t-shirt, and then just something with a hood that's gonna, you know, help you basically get to work. So yeah, I bought a Beige Anorak. I went for this shade because I was drawn to it more than the other, because the other shade was green, and it wasn't the nicest of green, and green, anyway, this is my shade more than green. It's sort of a cream. I laughed with beige. It's more a rich beige to cream, I like to call it. But I'll show you it on. It's kind of like, I can make it work. I can make it look like Cool Girl, you know, like your Lizzy Hadfield's, not Hatfields, Hadfield, isn't it? Lindsay Holland, you know, I can make it work. Brittany Bathgate, that's what I was thinking, that Cool Girl chic. If you don't know any of those, I'll perhaps list their Instagrams or something down below. So you'll kind of get where I am with this jacket then. I hope anyway. That's my roundup of my August stroke current favourites right now. I love all my little bits and bobs and pieces. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all safe and well and doing okay out there. Be good if you like the video and click on that subscribe button before you disappear, and then I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.